Every year, we have NBA players that surprise everyone. Last year, we had Pascal Siakam take a massive jump, win Most Improved Player of the Year, and was a big part of the Raptors' title. In 2017, we saw Brook Lopez, who had barely shot any three-pointers in his first 8 seasons, take over 5 a game where he shot 35%. This year, we're already seeing some more surprises, so that's what we're talking about in today's video. Let's try to get 3,900 likes for Lonzo's three-point percentage, and let's hop into it. During the 2018 NBA draft, the Atlanta Hawks traded down from the 3rd overall pick, which became Luka Doncic, to the 5th overall pick where they selected Oklahoma point guard Trae Young. To start Young's career, it wasn't pretty, and that might be an understatement. In the first full month of the season, he got a solid 14 points and 8 assists, but it was shooting only 36% from the field and less than 20% from 3. This was extremely concerning. The guy we were comparing to Stephen Curry was shooting less than 20% from 3. He would pick things up throughout the year and finish as runner-up for Rookie of the Year, getting 19 points and 8 assists a game on pretty poor efficiency, but it was clear this would change as his career progresses. This season, Trae has been on absolute fire to start the year. He got 38 in the season opener, followed by a 39-point performance. In the first 3 games before going down with injury, he is averaging 34 points, 9 assists, and 6 rebounds, shooting 52% from the field and 52% from 3. His insane scoring from every inch of the court, which draws the defense in, paired with his passing ability, by the looks of things, should make for a season where Young takes the jump to a top player at his position. Malcolm Brogdon was the 36th pick of the 2nd round in the 2016 NBA draft to the Milwaukee Bucks. Due to a pretty poor rookie class, Brogdon took home Rookie of the Year, getting 10 points and 4 assists, shooting 46% from the field and 40% from 3. Over the past 2 seasons, Brogdon has established himself as one of the most efficient players in the league. Last season, he hit the staple of great efficiency as he shot 50-40-90, more specifically 51% from the field, 43% from 3, and 93% from the free throw line. It was a common belief last season that Brogdon might have been held back, having to share the court with 2 All-Stars in Giannis Antetokounmpo and Khris Middleton, and so far this season, it's looking like that might have been the case. In the first 6 games, he's getting 23 points, 10 assists, and 5 rebounds a game, shooting 47% from the field and 35% from 3. In the absence of Victor Oladipo, Brogdon has become the deserving #1 option for this team and has made the best of it while still getting his teammates involved. Speaking of Victor Oladipo, once this team has him back, they could be feared in this Eastern Conference. On paper, it looks beautiful. A backcourt of Brogdon and Oladipo, a front court of Turner and Sabonis with solid wings of TJ Warren and Jeremy Lamb. As of right now, Brogdon is right up there in that most improved conversation. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was the 11th overall pick in the 2018 NBA draft to the Los Angeles Clippers. He had a solid rookie season as he was a starting point guard for a Western Conference playoff team, getting 11 points, shooting 48% from the field and 37% from 3. This offseason, he was sent to the Oklahoma City Thunder in a blockbuster trade that brought Paul George to Los Angeles. To start the year, he is leading the Thunder in scoring, getting 22 points and 7 rebounds a game, shooting 46% from the field and 38% from 3. Shai's fluid game has made it look easy going to the basket. While I'm surprised by his consistency as a shooter with his kind of awkward shooting form, he keeps making them, and I don't even think we've seen his full potential as a playmaker by technically playing the shooting guard position this season because of Chris Paul. As a Thunder fan, I'm excited for us to build around SGA. I never see him becoming the #1 guy on a championship team. With all the draft picks we have, we can definitely find that guy. Before going down with a season-ending injury in the opener of the 2018 season, Gordon Hayward was fresh off an All-Star year where he got 22 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists, shooting 47% from the field and 40% from 3. This landed him a massive contract with the Boston Celtics, but sadly, even after coming back from injury, Hayward wasn't the player we were used to, as this past season got 11 points, shooting 47% from the field and 33% from 3. This season, while he's not back to his all-star self, things are starting to trend in the right direction as he's getting 17 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists, shooting 48% from the field and 56% from 3. This season, he looks more confident, especially in his shooting, and it wouldn't be surprising if he continues to get better as the season progresses. While there's a lot of concern with this Celtics team, I think too many people are writing them off completely. I don't expect them to be in the NBA Finals, but Kemba wasn't a huge downgrade from Kyrie, especially considering their effect on the locker room. It's looking like we're going to see jumps out of Tatum and Brown, and we could potentially see Hayward get closer to that player we knew. Now, obviously, they have some glaring holes in the front court, but that can be addressed. We're already seeing rumors of their interest in Steven Adams. Regardless, it's awesome to see someone come back from this terrible injury. Next, we have the reigning Rookie of the Year in Luka Doncic. The Mavericks traded up to the 3rd overall pick for Doncic in the 2018 draft, and man, were they not disappointed. He got 21 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists a game in his rookie year, and while we expected him to continue to progress, I don't think many people expected this hot of a start this season. Right now, rounding up, he's averaging a triple-double, getting 27 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists a game, shooting 46% from the field and 35% from 3. We've already seen him have 3 triple-doubles and has led the Mavericks to a 4-2 record. The 2 losses were to the Blazers by 2 and the Lakers in overtime. If the Mavericks had a higher projected finish in the Western Conference, Luka would be in the early season conversation for the MVP. Now, while I don't think they're going to be a top seed in the West, I actually think this team will make the playoffs. With Luka playing this good, Kristaps looking like what he did before his injury, and their depth actually looking pretty solid. Out of all the teams we were talking about sneaking into the playoffs before the season, such as the Kings and Pelicans, I think the Mavericks stand apart. Brandon Ingram was the 2nd overall pick to the Los Angeles Lakers in the 2016 draft. His rookie season wasn't quite what we expected, getting just 9.4 points on poor efficiency, but over the past 2 seasons has become a solid scorer, getting 17 points, shooting 48% from the field and 36% from 3. While he has a smooth game and shot with high efficiency, the one thing that was holding him back was his volume and consistency from behind the arc. This season, that's changed, and it looks like Ingram is ready to take a huge jump, as he's getting 26 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists, shooting 55% from the field and 49% from 3. We've also seen a big jump, which many projected, including myself, from Lonzo Ball. Now, nothing has changed drastically in terms of his box score numbers, as he's getting 12 points, 7 assists, and 5 rebounds, but the big surprise is his 3-point shooting, as on his 2-year career, he shot just 32% from behind the arc, but came into this season with a tweaked jump shot, and so far, it's looked great as he's shooting 39% from 3. The biggest change I see is confidence. He knows he can make them and isn't afraid to take them, and we saw this against the Dallas Mavericks, where he took 12 threes. Now, that night he only made 3, but that's just to show that we're seeing a different Lonzo this season. While this team as a whole isn't looking too great for the immediate future, we're seeing some great things from their young talent. I know I talked about their injury risk in a recent video, but that's not a guarantee, and for now, all we can do is judge what we see on the court. Ingram is really starting to look like the player we thought coming into the NBA. Lonzo is improving as a shooter, which was really the only thing holding him back. Josh Hart has gone back to the perimeter shooting we saw in his rookie year. Both Nickeil Alexander-Walker and Jackson Hayes have flashed a lot of potential, and this is on top of their #1 pick in Zion Williamson. Assuming everyone stays healthy, it's going to be exciting to watch this team develop. Karl-Anthony Towns was the #1 pick in the 2015 draft, and ever since has established himself as one of the top centers in the league. This past season, we saw him get 24 points and 12 rebounds on great efficiency, but to start this season, Cat has gone to a whole new level, jumping to 27 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. But most impressive, he's shooting 54% from the field and 53% from 3 on almost 9 attempts a game as a center. Yes, 9 freaking attempts. It's crazy to imagine, but Cat could really shoot over 40% from 3 this season, pushing 10 attempts a game. Like Luka, if the Timberwolves were projected to be a top seed in the West, Cat would be one of the early frontrunners to win MVP. Isaiah Thomas had an incredible underdog story to start his NBA career, as he was the last pick in the 2011 draft of the Sacramento Kings. By the end of the season, at just 5'9", he had taken over the starting role. That season, he would get 12 points a game, shooting 45% from the field and 38% from 3. By his 3rd year, he was averaging over 20 points a game. He was then traded to the Phoenix Suns, then the Boston Celtics midway through the year, and here he would jump to the next level. He got 22 points in his first full season there, and then the following season would go to an MVP level, getting 29 points, 6 assists, and lead his team to the #1 seed in the Eastern Conference. In the conference finals, he was ruled out for the remainder of the playoffs due to a hip injury, and since then, Isaiah Thomas hasn't been the same. He spent the 2018 season on the Lakers and Cavaliers, where he shot with terrible efficiency, and then spent last season on the Denver Nuggets, where he barely touched the court. This season, he's on the Washington Wizards, where he's been pretty impressive. In the first 3 games, he got 16 points and over 7 assists, shooting 46% from the field and 40% from 3. This bumped him up to the starting role against Detroit, but in this game, he did get just 9 points and 6 assists. Now, nothing has changed on the defensive end, but offensively, while he's a shell of his former self, he looks like he belongs in an NBA rotation, which is surprising given the last couple seasons. Lastly, we've got a few guys, because I couldn't decide on the 10th player. We've always known Luka Kennard could shoot, but this season he's taken a huge jump, going to 17 points a game, shooting 45% from the field and 46% from 3. Jason Tatum has gone up to 22 points a game, shooting 49% from 3, and Aaron Baines, while we saw him start to take some 3-point shots last year, has suddenly become an actual solid stretch big, getting 15 points and 6 rebounds, shooting 59% from the field and 48% from 3. The Suns have been surprising as a team, and it's hard to pinpoint exactly why, but their new additions of Rubio and Baines seem to be a big factor. But that's